Hey y'all, Natalie here for Shimmerz, and I'm working with the June 2020 color kits. And these kits are so fun and summery. I love it so much. So the collection includes a wavy stencil, Minty Meadow Spiegel Mom Scrap sequins, a cut file, Summer Vibes dots, orange sherbet shimmers, sun-kissed inklings, pretty and pink colorings, boogie board and blue creamies, pull me close shimmers, and sunset strip vibes. I love it. Like, I love this collection. I'm going to use it so much. So I'm thinking I'm going to use 3 of those photos I just laid out and do a little bit of a grid layout. I want to do a grid design so that I can make sure to use all of the colors. So first I'm going to use some clear gesso on this smooth white cardstock. And really, it's cardstock is like generous. It is actually pretty thin, but it's all I had for now. And so you can already see it warping, but it's fine. I ended up backing it with another paper. So here's my first mistake. Don't do this. I drew with a pencil over this gesso to make out my grid. And I thought I'd be able to erase the pencil lines. Guess what? Nope. I couldn't. So pro tip, do not color or draw on your gessoed page with a pencil. I just mostly covered it up with embellishments at the end, but I definitely learned a lesson here. I still love the page. I love how it turned out. So first I'm going to use the sand texture paste, excuse me, through the wavy stencil. Super fun. I'm just going to do that in 2 of the grid sections. I was talking to my husband about doing this voiceover, and I said, what if you have a grid, but it's not 4 sections? They're not quadrants, right? What are they? I'm not sure. So I am obsessed with palm fronds and monstera leaves, right? So I will say this collection, or this June color kits, did not have a green in it, but I really wanted to use these palm fronds as or monstera leaves as embellishments. So I just dug in my stash and I pulled out Don Citron Me and palm reader. And I'm just going to color up these monstera leaves. I had already gessoed the paper before I cut them out. And so they're just basically going to be an embellishment. So if you had die cuts or stickers of monstera leaves, then basically that's how I'm treating these. So I'm going to say it's not cheating by going outside of the color palette. But I love how these turn out. I just kind of messily spray them, work with them a little bit with the paintbrush. And I like the different levels and depths of color. Letting the color pool a little bit gives different variations with the same color. So now I'm going to add some splatter, and then I'm just going to set those aside to dry. I really enjoy how they turn out. So I cut those out with my Cricut. I just found like a free, super simple monstera leaf on Google. So now I'm going to decide which colors I want in which quadrants. And so there's a few colors that are lighter than others. And so at first I put the sherbet and the pretty and pink next to one another, but they're so bright that I switched it. So I don't want 2 bright colors next to one another. And I also don't want like the 2 blues next to each other. So I just kind of like worked that out. And I really need this to be controlled since I'm using 6 different colors in 6 different sections. So I decided to use my small stamping block to do the packaging technique. And that way, in my opinion, that's the best way to have control. The stamping block is very small. I can hold it in my hand. It doesn't allow for a lot of drippage as like a flimsy package does. I just really have a lot of control doing that. I don't particularly always love the design or like a squared off section, although that is good for this divided section layout that I'm doing today. But that's also why I use a paintbrush. And so I do make it a little more organic, soften up the edges a little bit when I use the stamping block. So next I'm going to use the orange sherbet shimmers, and oh my goodness, can I tell you how gorgeous this is? It is so pretty. Like, I can't even get over it. Of course, you know, I'm a Tennessee Vol, so I love me some orange, but it is so pretty and sparkly. I am obsessed with this color. So I did add a little bit of water just to make it more smooshy. You know, that's a good word. And it does look kind of a hot mess right now. It does look very vibrant. It looks very much like, ooh, that's going to be too much. But I promise, once you lay the photos atop everything and embellish everything, and once it dries, it really softens up. So now that is the Sun-Kissed Inklings. And it's like this really gorgeous, peachy, shimmery, shiny color. And of course it is an Inklings, and so it dries with this like sheen, almost like a, oh, what's the word? I don't know what the right word is. It's not so much of a shimmer as a sheen. And next, what color am I gonna do? That one I think is the Boogie Board in Blue. I think that's the Boogie Board in Blue. I need to look. There's two gorgeous blues. Nope, that's the Pull Me Closer. So the lighter color is the Pull Me Closer, and then the darker one, which is a creamies, is the Boogie Board in Blue. And that one is the one I put atop the texture paste at the top. Look how gorgeous that is. Now I did mix with the pink, which was cool because it made it like a little purple color. When it mixed with the yellow, I did dab that up a little bit, or the orange, I'm sorry. When it mixed with the orange, I did dab that up a little bit because that just kind of gives a brown color, and that's not cool. So that's the Boogie Board in Blue. Did I say that right again? Yep, that's the Boogie Board in Blue. That one you have to activate with water. And so I did put water in there to apply it. And then I'm also spraying water to kind of give it the drippies. That's the best way to fill in with texture paste. I love the way that looks. So I do those two sections last because it did take a minute for that texture paste to dry. And I'm impatient. So obviously I started before it was fully dry. That color is so gorgeous. Definitely going to be using that one a lot. And last, I'm going to use the Sunset Strip Vibes. And this is a super vibrant yellow. So vibrant. Like, look at that sunshiny color. I love that so much. That and the orange sherbet would make such an amazing sun, right? So yeah, I'm just kind of using my brush to soften up the edges, blend a little bit with the colors next to it, make sure that it's not too rigid and straight lines, and we're gonna let that dry. So I know that looks like a lot, but I promise once we get all the embellishments on, it looks nice. I also did do splatters in each section with the corresponding color, and like up there with the Sun-Kissed, I also included some of the orange sherbet in the splatters just because they correspond. Same with the blues. So love it. I just feel like splatters just really complete a page. So there's so much in this kit. It's so chock full. So there you can kind of see when I lay my photos back on and I lay the Monstera leaves back on. I also cut out the smaller ones out of my my manual die cut machine. I had a couple little Monstera leaves. I'm telling you, I'm obsessed. So I back each of the photos with some foam to pop them off the page, and then I'm going to tuck the leaves underneath them and embellish with the dots and the Beagle Mom Scrap sequins. I didn't get to use the cut file on this page, but I will definitely use it in a future page for sure. So my title is going to be Sweet Summer, and so I kind of just want to put the dots in like a triangular visual triangle. And I do move those around, but obviously I wanted the yellow sunshine up at the top. These are pictures of my son, like on the first super hot day that we had here. Not tropical here, we're in Tennessee, but it looks tropical. He's playing with some water balloons, squirting them. I had just gotten my new phone, which is my camera, and it just took these amazing photos. I cannot wait for us to go to the beach because I do love these photos using the portrait mode. Oh, and the bright sun. Oh, it's so cute. So yeah, I'm just adhering down the leaves and the title, and then I'm going to go in and embellish. And as you can tell, I mean, since it dried, I feel like it calmed down a little bit, and then adding the photos and the leaves on top just kind of made it where it's not like a color explosion where you're like, where are you going with this? So I'm just organizing the dots here. and tucking in my small leaves. I love how that stenciled texture paste looks through there too. I love that. Gives good texture, and the blue is super pretty. So after I get done playing around with these embellishments, I'm gonna slice off some edges of this paper and I'm gonna adhere it down to a background page. There it is. I think that's from an Amy Tangerine collection a while back, but you're not gonna see much of it, but just the colors really worked. Like they were all the same colors that are in my layouts. So that will help it be sturdier and kind of help smooth out some of the wrinkles. I don't mind wrinkles in my page. So then I decided to add black because I wrote my journaling in black, and I think pops of black just make the page super pop. And that's not all I did. I did go back before I took the final photos and added more black. So now the final touch is I'm just going to add these sequins as like little, same as enamel dots or anything. So anyway, I hope you guys will go by and grab you a June Kitz. I will link it down below, and it is such a good value for all the colors that you get. 6 colors, a stencil, sequins, a cut file, and dots. I mean, that's a great value. Thanks for watching, y'all. Bye.